Mark Shepard, honesthypnosis.com, and welcome to Monday morning. I don't know when you're watching this, but for me it's a Monday morning. And Monday mornings are kind of, they're not necessarily my day off because I'm working. This is my work. I'm doing this right now. But they're a day when I tend to have I really keep my calendar clear on Mondays because my Sundays are really intense. I do music all day, and Saturdays I tend to work, Fridays I tend to work, so like Monday and Tuesday are my days to kind of get more in the flow, to do whatever feels right to do. And it may be making videos, it may be editing them, it may be doing some deep thinking, some processing. I may be working on myself. I may go for a walk. I may just goof off. I may take a nap, right? Days off are really important, but it all comes down to this good enough theme that we've been playing with the past few days, and that has literally kind of pushed me to bring up my course about being good enough in the level of priority. It's now priority one. So I want to talk a little bit very briefly today about good enough. And for me, taking exquisite care of me and of my body and being able to speak my truth to someone else and say, hey, you know what? I really need to spend some time by myself right now. This is not about you. Please don't take this personally, but it's about me, right? I need to nourish and nurture and to manage my own energy. That's a deeply self-loving act. And when you do that for yourself and express that appropriately to the people in your life who may want to spend time with you, I think it's healthy for the relationship. I think it's healthy for you. And ultimately, if you don't think you're good enough, you'll find yourself trying to please other people, trying to do what they want you to do when they want you to do it. And if there's a meeting of the minds and it's good for both, great, right? But if you are walking around feeling like, oh, I have to be better than them, this person, or I have to show up this way, or that kind of stuff, that takes a lot of energy. And it's ultimately a sign that you are not in love with yourself enough yet. And this is not an easy task because we are given a lot of messages by our culture like, oh, you have to love yourself first. Yeah, but how do you do that? What's that really about? And when you love yourself and other people accuse you of being selfish just because you're taking care of yourself, sometimes that's a challenge to your new belief. But the bottom line is it comes down to a belief system. One of my mentors says frequently, and he's not the guy that thought it up, someone else did, and it's brilliant, and that is the world will accept whatever your own self-judgment of you is. So I have found that the more I literally step into the fact that, you know what, I'm a world-class songwriter. That doesn't take anything away from any other songwriter in the world who may also be a world-class songwriter, but I am damn good at what I do. I'm a world-class hypnotist, right? I'm a world-class whatever it is that I'm working on because I demand excellence of myself. Why? Because I love myself, right? Because I always am improving. And because I'm always improving, I think that's a deeply self-loving act. And the very fact that you're watching this means you are also working on improving yourself, improving your beliefs, taking charge of what's going on between your ears. That's a deeply self-loving act. Even if you are at the moment dealing with frustration, dealing with loneliness, dealing with heartbreak, dealing with whatever issues are coming up for you, the very fact that you're working on them, the very fact that you're not just taking drugs or, engaging in some other behavior, gambling or whatever that is taking you away from yourself, the very fact that you're here means that you're in the process of learning to love yourself. It's not a simple thing, and yet it is. It's not an easy thing, and yet it is. So today, please stay with yourself. And this was inspired by an email I got this morning from a friend of mine who I deeply value. I deeply, deeply value, and who's going through a challenging time. No one wants to hear when they're going through a challenging time, this is great. You're going to love this when you look back and see what you came through. But the truth is, we are living a story. And no story is interesting if it's always good for the main character. The main character in every story, every movie you watch, every play, every book, every tale that is told over time, whether it's the Brothers Grimm fairy tales or folk tales, and I used to be a professional storyteller. I told folk tales from all over the world. Every story, the main character has a challenge. Every story, something bad happens, or quote unquote, seemingly bad happens. Hansel and Gretel, right? They almost get eaten by a witch, right? That's bad, but they found courage. They found each other. They found resourcefulness. It's like, it's not condoning bad or negative things or evil people or the Hitlers of the world. It's not condoning that, but it's saying, hey, the very process of responding to this challenge in your life, whether it's the process of selling a house in a real estate market that's not easy to sell in, or buying a house in a real estate market that it's not easy to buy in. Sell, buy, whatever. It could be you're lonely. It could be you're divorced and you're in your 40s and you're looking at the dating scene and you're like, ah, right? It could be anything. Could be that you know that you have to change your eating patterns and you need to start eating healthy food and moving your body in a better way. None of that's comfortable. None of that's easy, except that when you get deep into it, why are you doing anything? Why are you doing anything? Let anything you do, let everything you do be an act of self-love. What would that be like? I want you to consider that today. I know it's a bit heavy for a Monday, but I also want to express to you my deep love, my deep compassion for you wherever you are, whatever challenge you're dealing with. If you can change what you believe about that challenge, it makes it so much more bearable, and find a way to use it. That's all I'm saying, is find a way to use whatever challenge you've been given. Find a way to use that challenge to hone your spirit. You are growing. Growth is not always easy. It's not always pleasant. It's not always neat. Sometimes it's messy. I'm fond of saying that success is messy and success is a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? Success is not just handed to you. My friend is trying to find her place in the world, and she's been in a long marriage and that's over, and she's found a new career, and some other relationships seem like they're not going where she wanted them to go, and she feels disappointed. And that's something we've all experienced. And I just want to encourage all of you who are struggling with real life stuff that moving through it is the most profoundly self-healing thing you can do. And by not abandoning yourself, right? How do you say don't abandon yourself? Stay with yourself. Why do you stay with yourself? Why are you the one? Why are you your best, most supportive coach, hypnotist, lover, mentor, employer, friend, whatever it is that you are missing in your life? Start giving it to yourself. Start giving to yourself what it is that you want to get from other people, or that you think only other people can give you. There's a secret there. I'd like to know what you discover as you go through that. That's what I'm working on, and I'd love company on this journey towards transformation, because it's all good. Everything is good. It is all good. So welcome to Monday morning. If you happen to be watching this on a Monday or some other day, whatever day you're watching it is perfect. You are perfect. You are radiant. You are a being of light. You are a field of energy. You're a spark of awareness in the vastness of eternity, and I will say that again. I've said it in the past. I think it's really helpful to put everything into perspective, that we are bubbles of awareness moving through who knows what. Who knows where we even are? Who knows what this thing called life really is? But the bottom line is, it's all about expanding and growing and learning. That much I know is a fact of the universe. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. And thank you for staying with yourself today, for loving yourself, for staying with your path and appreciating even the painful things, even the frustrating things, even the things that have been hurtful in the past. All right? So I believe in you. I love you. This week, I've noticed in my own life, every single week, there's something that comes up that I'm like, oh, I thought I dealt with that, right? And every time I work through it, I get to another level. And I'm so grateful for that quote-unquote problem or challenge. So that's it for today. And this is longer than I wanted, but it always is, because I care about you. I love you. I just see the magnificence in you. And so I will see you, my friend, on the inside. Thanks so much. Talk to you next time.